Like, oh my god, dude! You know what's even crazier? The person they hired is just a light-skinned brown person.
that's what we were saying.
Imagine getting angry over a group that you've been claiming for years to support, and then the second she gets cast as this, like, okay, yeah, I'm sorry, her face structure doesn't look like that of a cartoon, because guess what, guys? It's a cartoon. You can't fucking do that.
Right.
If
Well,
you were able to do that,
Ariel could play that character. Look how far
you have to have a bust-ass nose.
Not Ariel.
But my thing is that it's
actually, why wasn't this woman Ariel? Like, why wasn't this woman Ariel, and then the other one was actually Lilo's mom?
Well, the
why
question
not?
is, why is this live action being made in the first place? Like, this is such a strange movie to adapt.
That's a very good question.
They're running out of ideas.
I grew up loving this cartoon, actually, this movie when I was little, and I've never once
I
thought I want to
the
see
older sister, but that was about it. I couldn't get into Lilo.
But
yeah,
never once thought I want to see what Lilo looks like in live action. I bet it's a horrifying creature.
Right,
it's just a little twerp. That's all it is.
They could have did Moana before they did this. I mean, like, at least this one definitely. I was like Lilo and Stitch. Oh, okay.
Well, let me to answer Dragon Slayer's question. The reason why they did this and not Ariel is because one has clout and one doesn't. It's just simple as that.
So
Ariel's much bigger of a name.
Yeah,
they wanted to make sure that name went to a black person.
But Hypno, I think I have a better idea. Okay. Yeah, you're right, but I think we can expand on that a little bit more. I think what's happening. What the hell, Atreus? Spray for the win. Spraying away the Disney crime. That's what we're doing here. Anyway, what
do you think they're just provoking us?
I think they're no. Yeah, I think they're
absolutely.
They're trying to do that.
Like
they're trying to provoke the people. Yeah, you're right. But here's what I think they're trying to do. They've realized that promoting dark-skinned black people, like, you know, the as African black as it can get, is already dying fad. We need to find a new fad. So now we're going to be race swapping black characters with very light-skinned brown people instead, because we cannot do white. That's way too much, guys. That's an extreme. That is a sin.
Right.
We need to do the next best thing. Yeah.
Just use that policy. Light, bright. So long as it ain't white, we can recast it.
And guess what? Every single time,
right in front of the door,
all men are weak.
But you know, it kind of brings up the hypocrisy too, because they look at any dark-skinned character as African American, and it's kind of like a mental thing for these people on Twitter, where they're like, "Oh, if it's a dark-skinned character, it has to be black, and if you don't cast a black person, you're doing colorism." And it's like, what, really? At least in this aspect, if you look at all the other race swaps, obviously the races of the person playing it do not match the actual characters or where they came from. This person is actually Hawaiian. Just happens to be light skinned.
Yeah.
They don't care. They don't care.
They don't care.
In their mind, there are no light skinned people in Hawaii. Like
it's not even just that. They don't care if there are light skinned people in Hawaii. In their minds, they're like, she's from Scotland. Like, I don't know, like, they're not hearing. Like, there's
wait, what?
That's the girl from Brave.
It's the European features.
Girl, period. Like, that's it. That's how these crazy people think. There's no in between. It's a white girl.
Yeah.
Well, there's this thing. It's really about the image that they're so insecure about. There's this thing about European features, and the simple fact of the matter is, I mean, you can't. It is what it is. You know, there's certain features that people find more attractive, or whatever the case may be. And so you get this girl who, I mean, she looks better than the cartoon. And it ain't got nothing to do with the shade of her skin. It's just the cartoon.
Anything looks better than the cartoon. The cartoon looks like her nose broken.
The cartoon looks like Bobby Smurda with a sew-in. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Like someone drew the nose like a fist.
It was just extra. Ever since I was
she looks like she could be the alien.
Like, why did they draw these people like this?
Who's gonna play Lilo or Stitch?
I think she's small alien. Stitch is the little creature.
They're just gonna buy another Walmart toy like they did with
I think they said it was Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah, they're gonna buy a Walmart toy.
Did you say Zach Efron?
No, Zach Galifianakis, I think, is what I heard.
Oh, Zach Efron.
That would be very strange.
No, but seriously, at this point, they know exactly we're getting furious and we talk about this and this is what they're doing, because they're way past over admitting that they've, done some mistakes, that they've exaggerated, or maybe just admitting that now maybe it's time to write original stories and instead of hijacking IPs all the time, because let's remember, IPs means intellectual property, right? Somebody thought about this many years ago and made a compelling product out of it, and this is his world, and it's his right as somebody who created this, that this remains intact, and every time this world gets kind of reused again, that it's being respected by its lore, its foundation, and its canon, not stripped away from its roots and from all its meanings just to kind of insert something modern and make it appealing to changing audiences that will not respond anyways because they don't feel represented. Again, the people that they're, supposedly pandering to, they don't feel attracted by these products. So just maybe watch it while it's running somewhere, but they're not really feeling attracted. They don't feel any magic or anything coming across that product. So why don't you create original stories? Because you're lazy, because you ran out of ideas, because maybe you don't have enough time, because maybe you don't want to do the research. There are many, many reasons. But first and foremost, of course, they want to strip us of our culture, because if you strip people of their culture, of their identity, they lose their past. They become people with amnesia. They want us to be amnesians, right? To just run around and not figure out what the world is because we don't have any roots anymore. But we won't let that happen. We won't let that happen. It's just that simple.
And so much the better.
You know what? It's funny you say that, just real quick, because you know what? The other day I was listening to something, and an Indian person referred to themselves as brown, and I just paused for a second because I was like,
what kind of Indian? Is it native or proper?
My fault. Oh yeah, I know, right? No, yeah, I from India, but like an Indian American,
a real Indian. Okay, please carry on.
But she
not a real.
It was like it was on the radio. But the point is, like, I said, they really are reducing us down to shade color. Like that's what they're trying to do.
Yep.
Because 10 years ago, you would have never heard an Indian say anything like that. Like, we're brown.
Right.
For sure. They would have, they would have just never said it. But then if you just be like, this brown person, this black person, it's like, no. They call Puerto Ricans brown. They call Indians brown. They call Mexicans brown. These are a bunch of different cultures. We're not just
brown. They're Spanish.
Look, it's Latinx, because now that's what we're getting called.
Thank you.
Right. Yeah.
All reduced down to just basic. And, and not to get too, but black people should have stopped that from when they started calling them black. And that happened around the Jesse Jackson era. I'm being told, like in the 70s, where he came out with all this, oppression talk and all that. And then, like, no, we're black. So this is where a lot of this model comes from. And then now it takes away the culture from the people. It's just a whole mind trick or whatever.
Yeah, we got to get rid of the roots of these lunatics. Once we get rid of their roots, they'll go off into the skies, and
their roots. They are parasites, so their roots are nothing else than just attacking our roots. That's the funny thing. That's why they don't want to create original stories.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think that in some way, form, or fashion they might be generating some kind of revenue from the online discussions, from all the controversies, or anything like?
Of course,
probably ad revenue of some kind, maybe.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we are talking on their systems. Yeah. Our discussions are happening on their servers.
Publicity.
We're using their networks to complain about their products.
So you think every time Disney purposely race swaps or gender swaps a character, and we get to talking shit about it on Twitter, you think that generates revenue?
They make money. Of course, they make money out of it.
I mean,
publicity is a great way of.
Do you think it's more than what they can make at the box office if they actually made something?
Yes, good? Atreus, the number one resource right now on this planet is awareness. Attention and awareness. Warren Buffett said it. We had oil and gold in the past. We had information and networks, and during the .com bubble, and now our most reliable and most valuable asset is information and attention and awareness.
Publicity.
So as soon as they get their name circulating, as soon as they get clusters of networks building around their names, it doesn't matter if it's good or bad press. It's press. That's Hollywood's sacred.
Well, that's how they count views. Like if you look now, they openly admit that. Like That's what they're saying for Rings of Power is so successful because people were talking about it online. No matter if those people actually watched it or if they were saying that it was
they just need clusters of
they just need numbers for the algorithm.
Just numbers.
Look at how fast all of these media websites jumped on this. This is like within a day.
Yeah,
you got Yahoo. The internet is outraged over Disney's casting. Who's outraged?
What
the
an
people
outrage!
Who are outraged are the ones who told us it didn't matter for the past fucking 2-3 years.
Hey, so, look. Let me give you their.
I think it doesn't matter who they cast. The movie's stupid.
Yeah, look.
I never saw this movie, and I know it's stupid.
No, I like the actual movie. I'm saying making
the animation is good
into live action is a really stupid idea.
Yes.
They're running out of ideas. Okay, Disney Mandalorian is going down in flames.
Like, look at Stitch and picture him in live action as this furry little demon alien thing.
That's who I want to see.
That's what I
don't care about these girls. I want to see Stitch. I want to see how you pull that shit off.
Yeah.
And I know your CGI is terrible.
It's gonna be a Grogu type.
Get a
hybrid.
not doll. Get a dwarf to play.
That's what I was gonna say,
bro. No.
Peter Dinklage to play him.
I got a better one
Stitch
for
is
you.
actually like what? Like top